Hi there, welcome to Parker Adams Boat Sales, and today we're doing a full walkthrough tour on this Ribeye A811. It's a 2020 model. We're also taking it out and doing a drone video, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the full walkthrough tour right here, right now. Before you get started, check out our Parker Adams Superstore with loads of main brands for upgrading your boat, such as Raymarine, Garmin and Fusion. Check it out after this video. Well, I'm Jonathan Parker and we're doing this full walkthrough tour on this 2020 Ribeye A811, and it is it's an 8.2 metre rib with a 300 horsepower Yamaha on the back. Now it should be capable of up to about 50 knots, but we'll find out today because we're taking it out for the drone video. But what I really love about Ribeye is the layouts. It's a very sociable layout, and as you can see from just starting up at the front here, there's a V seating area and an additional seat just here, so you've actually got a very nice socializing space. Also though, there is storage. Just lift that on gas struts, look how neat is that. And in here there are infill cushions, which very neatly, I do like the way these are stored in these covers. And initially I thought these were the infills, but they're actually in their own individual bags and you can remove them. And it protects them when they're stored away, and these actually will just fit around into the different sections, and there's two other ones as well when they're out of the bags, and they just fill in this into a bathing area. We'll show you, we'll add in a picture of this converted, but we're not going to go to the bother of doing it just now because we've got quite a lot to show you on this rib. So we'll pop that back down, but they will come all the way to here. So this then turns into an actual nice lounger. So you can lounge around on here on an anchorage or just in the marina like we are now. It does have in addition though quite a neat anchor locker. And so you've got the anchor in there with some rope and quite a nice storage. And then you have a cleat built in on the top here, so if you throw the anchor over you can tie her off on here. Two cup holders as well, which is quite nice. And this does have its own individual cover, as does the console, as does the rear seating, but also there's a full cover that comes with this as well. This is also anti-fouled, so you can keep it in the water if you wish for extended periods of time, and it also has a trailer as well. So it's really the full package. The suicide seat is quite nice, known as a suicide seat because when you're doing 50 knots like this you feel like you've just decided to commit suicide. And it does have storage under here and a nice little locker just to put bits. It's got the pump and some flares in there. I do like the fact it's got lots of grab handles around. Even on these seats there's lots of grab handles, and on the tubes as well. You can see it's got the grey tubes, and this feels like it's almost a fabric impression. So it's not rubber, it doesn't feel rubbery, it feels more of a fabric. It's quite a nice feel, and cooler to touch as well. As you come through to the helm, what I really love is there's different trim levels you get with Ribeye, and the A811 is kind of a middle trim level. You can get the Prime series, so the A811 at the moment, if you were to buy a new one, it retails for around 150,000. The Prime's about 20,000–30,000 pound more depending on the spec you have, but this is now, as a 2020 model, is coming in at under 90,000 pounds, so a real big saving on new, but the boat is in excellent condition. I love the fact that they put the seats onto shocks suspension bases, so you actually get that real sort of softening of the ride, which you do miss on ribs where you don't have that, because with a rib, obviously being a rib, you'll go over waves, you'll have some fun, but you can jar quite easily. You can jar your back, you can jar your legs, so having this suspension is a really good option. They do have the bolster as well, which you can see I've lifted up, so you can stand, you can perch, or you can sit yourself right the way down as well. The engine's running at the minute. Let me just pop this down, but I'll stay standing. Because as a perch you can rest your feet on here, and actually this is a nice vista. You can just see over the screen. If you want to duck down you can, or you can sit right down and be completely protected. Nice layout. I like the fact we've got 2 Fusion speakers here, because the one thing when you're bombing along, it's nice to have the music on, and if you've got the speakers not pointing at you, you won't hear them very well, and you have to whack it really up loud, but you don't have to have it too loud to hear it. So that's a really nice feature. The head unit's actually here, and a nice head unit as well. It's not a touchscreen one, but I think it's the 660, and we do sell these on our website. We've got Parker Adams Superstore, so we do sell that on there, as well as navigation equipment as well. So we've got a Garmin touchscreen on here, and it's a GPS map, and it looks like a 9-inch one, and then we've got a Garmin VHF as well. All these things we do actually sell on the Superstore as well. What I do like though is there's no gauges. It all works through a Yamaha system, which is a digital display system, and the engine's running at the moment. We can see how much fuel we got, we can see the revs. If we trim the engines, it shows the trim level on here as well, as you can see, going up and down. And the gear selection is so nice and light, because this is a fly-by-wire, so they don't use mechanical cables. It's electronic gear selection on the Yamaha engine. Very neat design. You trim up here, and then you obviously just have your key and your kill cord, of course, which we'll be putting on when we do the drone video. And I do like the finish. It does feel very good quality. I like the steering wheel, I like the touches of the stitching of the Ribeye logo in the wheel, and obviously got the Ribeye logo also in the synthetic teak decking, which is throughout. And I like the fact you've got synthetic teak on the bow as well, and I've forgot to mention this cushion, so if you are jumping up and down, you can step through without stepping on the cushions, which is a neat feature. As we come round, it's actually, you've got an even width around the console, so it's easy to get around this console. There's even little touches like a little side step there. One thing on ribs as well, which really annoys me, is that quite often when you're mooring up, you've only got a bow and stern line, and you end up tying it onto a grab handle or something like that, because you just want to have this easy tie-on single line option. But they very neatly added pop-out cleats on the side of the console. Really good touch. I really like that. But as we go round, we go into now the rear socialising area, because we've got the bench seat at the back, which is good enough for 3 or 4 people. But we've also got a rear facing seat as well, and obviously it's in this lovely sort of burgundy colour with the diamond stitching, sort of ribeye embossed into there as well. And this becomes again another socialising area. But also if you're doing water sports, because you've got the pole with the tow post as well, you can actually sit facing backwards as well, and so you can see what's going on. With water sports in mind, there's also a wakeboard holder fitted onto the back there, and they're just easy pop out. They just unclip and pop out if you don't want to use them, but otherwise there's enough for a couple of wakeboards there. Really neat cup holders. I do like these. There's quite a neat sort of design of holding the cups in. They're very clever, and obviously they drain so they don't fill up with water. And again, we've got lots of grab handles for travelling. So there's 2 here, they've even got them on the top here, 3 more cup holders, and a nice grab handles when you're going along as well. 2 more speakers, so we've got 2 more Fusion speakers built in, and there's also mood lighting all the way around as well, just these LEDs. And there's a USB plug either side of here, which is very unusual. So there's 2, one that side and one this side, so you can keep your phones charged up. You can keep putting your stories and reels on Instagram, as you do. And there's storage under here as well. So there's storage under here, and also I'll show you this one. Again, I do like the fact they use these sort of double gas struts, and you can see very neat. And it goes right back, and I like the fact they've put a little bulkhead in the back there, which you don't often see, because when you do store stuff here, you don't want it to go all the way to the back where the bilge pump is, so it separates from there. And you've got 2 sort of shelves on here as well, and very easy to keep clean because it's actually just smooth fiberglass in there. It's got the seal around to stop water getting in, and this is also obviously a this sort of rib can be used purposefully as well. It's a really good sea-going boat, and of course once you're in rough seas, quite often you'll get big seas come over, swamp the decks, and it does have a drain into a sump which will pump out, but if you do swamp the decks you want to get it out quickly, so they've actually got these quick drains that you can pull out. If you know you're in a rough sea, you can take these out, and so any swamping will actually go straight out of these as well as a bilge pump, so we'll empty the decks straight away. So a really good safety feature as well. So these ribeyes really do have the capability as well as the social leisure side as well, so a real mix. Very impressive boat. Again, on here, look, you've got a step, so to allow you to step across onto the back. And I really like the space you get on this bathing platform. There is a ladder built in underneath. There's a pull-out ladder, so you can get in and out on this side. But of course, you've got all this space, very easy to jump on and off the ribeye as well. So very much designed around swimming, water sports, and things like that. Paddleboard would fit down the side decks as well. And you can have on here traveling quite happily 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people just in this rear section, and obviously you've got extra seating up the front as well, but I would say up to 8 people if you're traveling fast, which is a really good capacity for a rib of this size. If you're just pulling around, you can have obviously as many people as you like because the boat is more than capable. Prop up cleats all the way around, and the Yamaha 300 on the back. Currently we're going to have a look. I don't know how to do this. We're going to have a quick look to see if we can figure out what the hours are on it. What do you reckon? I'm not going to be able to figure this out, am I? Okay, right, let's just come back to that in a sec. Right, we figured it out now, and we go into the trip section on the menu, and we can actually show how many, interestingly enough, it shows how many litres of fuel is used since it was last reset on the trip. The trip hours is actually 99.3, but the total hours, this boat's only done 100 hours. So in 4 years of use, it's only done 100 hours, so 25 hours a year. That's actually very low. 50 is about average for a leisure boat. 100 you're doing quite well. So it's actually really low hours. The engine still has warranty. It comes with a 5-year warranty, so you'll get the benefit of that as well. And of course, you get the benefit of the backup of Ribeye. Being a UK-based company, it's locally on the south coast here, so any problems or any issues like that, any parts you need still being produced, so easy to get hold of. So an all-round great rib. So we're going to go out and do a drone video now. So we'll try, I'm going to be cutting a couple of bits of drone video into this video as well, but there will be a separate drone video if we don't, but we'll do a separate one anyway. So come and see our website, park-adams.co.uk, to see all the other boats we've got for sale and to see the pictures of this one as well, just to remind you of her. The links to the videos and everything will be on there as well. Subscribe to the channel, but I would say for now we're going to get out and do the drone video before the weather starts raining. So I'll say goodbye and see you on next time.